Hi guys, welcome back to more Stokelona on the Fast 9's YouTube channel, continuing the Stoke City save on Football Manager 2016. And after the end of the first season, it's time to start season number 2 with Stoke. Might be my last, we'll see what happens with it, but this might be the last season with Stoke. But I will wait and see. If I enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the first season, then I might continue it even more, see if we can make that big push towards the actual league, because we're doing very well so far. Of course, last season, we finished in 6th place, of course, and we qualified for the Europa League. Originally, we qualified for the playoffs, but after Man City won the FA Cup, they beat Man United 3-0 in the final. That moved them into the Europa League group stages because of that. So we qualified for the Europa League at the group stage, which was our goal anyway. So we just have to try and put up a fight in the group stage. Anything plus more than that is a bonus. We're not expected to get out of the group, but if we can, that would be more than expected. So that's fantastic. We're at the group stage of the Europa League already. No playoffs to play or anything. So I'm really happy with that. So first thing I'll do is look at some of the new faces at the club, and then I'll look at some of the faces that have left Stoke. So let's put some funky music on and let's have a look at the transfers that I've brought in this summer. Done my business early. It's only 9th of July and I've already made a number of signings, and I've still got more to make as well. I have 36 million to spend, so there's going to be some more signings. Not a lot, but I will save some of it for January, I'm sure. So yeah, without further ado, here are the signings that have joined Stoke this season. Regen from Heracles, Niels Reinders, 16-year-old central defender. Marking, decisions and fitness and strength stand out for this young Dutch centre-back. Soren Vestergaard, striker from Nordsjælland, 17 years old. 14 finishing, 13 first touch, 12 heading. Looks to be a good player. Current ability of 5 grey stars. Will improve. Some of those mentals look pretty good. He was on loan for half of last season. He's back on a permanent basis. Jan Kirchhoff, the defender, bought from Bayern Munich for £2 million. Fan favourite for just 6 months with Stoke last season, and he's back permanently for good. Another region, Mark Johnston from St Johnstone, 17-year-old Scottish centre-back, can also play as a right-sided defender, very versatile, can also play in defensive midfield. Good marking and good determination, and the physicals looks pretty good for this young Scottish defender. Experience at right-back, Matthew Debussy, a coup, if you will, from Arsenal. Didn't cost a great deal, in fact, 3.2 million for a French international. Very good technicals with tackling 16, 17 bravery and 18 determination stand out with very good physicals, very good all-round right back. Something to help along the homegrown rules, Chris Commons, left-sided midfielder, can also play as a central attacking midfielder. Bought from Celtic, 32 years old, a former Stoke player, and he was bought from Celtic for £275,000, very cheap. More experience, this time in defensive midfield. The 31-year-old Frenchman Lassana Diarra has signed. Only cost £875,000 from Marseille, where he only played 13 games and got 1 goal. A very good defensive midfielder, very happy with that. And finally, a player that we did not sign, but a player that was signed by our director of football, a right back. James Bree, 18 years old, English. Signed from Barnsley for £725,000. Might not play him, probably he might get a game or two, but this was a player bought by our director of football and not by me. And we do still have some names yet to join the club. Alexander Angel plays for ex-1860 München, still 15 years old, so he won't join us until next year, but he is signed and he will join us next year for quite a while. But hopefully he'll improve in that time, 15-year-old German. Brahim Benzega will join us on New Year's Day 2017. Already looks very good as a 15-year-old with aggression, finishing, determination and good pace already for a 15-year-old player. He could be a superstar in the future of this save. Johnny Brax plays for Oosten. He will also join us on New Year's Day. He is a goalkeeper. He's got good aerial reach and handling, and his reflexes and determination are good as well. Sedat Özür, another centre-back. He plays for 1860 München as well. Heading of 14 and marking of 13. Some good defensive stats early on for this 15-year-old. Only born in 2000. That makes me feel old. And Daniel Streppel is a central midfielder who will join us on the 11th of July 2016, so in a couple of days' time. and as a central midfielder, first touch and passing, not great, but not terrible for a 15-year-old, and some good physicals and mentals in there as well. And that's it in terms of the outgoings. Some players which are still yet to come in. For example, Leandro Demiao is a player. I think we have agreed a contract for him. I think he is almost a player of ours. 7.5 million was spent on him. He's a Brazilian striker, plays for Santos. Good header of the ball. So looking like he's going to be a target man for us. Where's his height and weight? 6'2". So he's not the tallest player in the world, but he's a good header of the ball, and his jumping reach is 16 as well. So hopefully this will be a good target man and will be a good leading striker for us. And I did also look at John Obi Mikel. Well, I say I looked at him. I added him as a transfer target, and the director got him for like 8 million, and then I declined the contract because John Obi Mikel wanted £120,000 a week. 120 grand a week. My highest earning player is Mahmoud Diouf, and he's on £65,000 a week. He'd be earning almost twice what my highest earning player earns. Apparently, we had to sign him whatever the price. It would have cost £10,000, but he wanted 120 grand a week, and I can't pay that. Not when I'm paying people as low as I am at the moment. So that is the people that we brought in. As you can see, we've only spent £7 million, and we have over 30 left to spend. We did have about 20 odds. I think we had 26 million from finishing it where we finished and looking at our targets. And then Peter Quatters, the current Stoke chairman, in-game, retired from all forms of football. He's like 72 years old or something. And the new owner, I was a bit worried. We had a transfer embargo, but hopefully, but the takeover was cleared up pretty quickly. And the new owner has he's just done fantastically. He's given us another £18 million to spend. We're expanding the stadium. We're increasing youth development. They're buying the stadium. Stoke is now a public limited company. It's all going well for us, and we're looking like we're going to take Stoke to the next level. So I'm really happy with that. So those are the players that we brought in, and there are still names to come in, of course. They do still want to sign a striker and probably another centre-back with a bit more experience to replace some of the players coming out. So with all these incomings, of course, there have to be departures because we had a big squad as it was, and we've added these people. So outgoings. Glenn Johnson has gone to Norwich. He didn't have the best of seasons with us, as you can see here. He averaged 6.83, but at one point it was a lot less than that. And at 30 years old, I know we bought Debussy, who I think is like the same age, but I think he's better than Glenn Johnson. And yeah, I just didn't want him, really. It wasn't a player that we bought. We got him for free, so we got a bit of money in for him, £1.2 million, but the fans were a bit unhappy that we sold him because he could have offered something apparently still. But never mind, Glenn Johnson's gone. So we now have Debussy, we have Jeff Cameron, and we have the young James Bree as our right back options, and I'm sure there's some other ones sitting on our youth team somewhere as well. So I said we want another central defender. That's because we've sold Mark Wilson. He's gone to Bordeaux, strangely enough. £2.6 million we got for him, which is a good fee for someone who was valued at, I think, 1.3 million. He's now valued at 4 million. He's earning almost 20 grand a week there. So yeah, didn't play him very much. And I transfer listed him, and he said, "Why have you done that?" And I said, "Because I don't see a future for you here." Simple as that. He only played 14 games last season. And he scored 1 goal, we got 2 assists. Average rating wasn't terrible, but it wasn't the best either. So he's gone. Jacob Hogard was a goalkeeper. He's gone to Preston for a free transfer. I was just never going to use him, so he's gone. And then lots of free transfers. These guys will release. That's all youngsters. Glenn Whelan's gone to Ipswich on a free transfer. 32 years old. Stopped using him. He was captain for a while with Shawcross out, but we didn't play very well under him. Once Shawcross came back, we started really hitting our form. So Glenn Whelan has gone to Ipswich. Michu has gone. He was a flop signing, really. Didn't play very well. Only played 6 games, and only 4 of those were starts. Got a 1 goal in the average 6.68. Not good enough. And yeah, not a great signing by us. He's gone to Saint Etienne on a free. And lastly, Phil Bardsley's gone. He's gone to Huddersfield, also on a free transfer. Again, didn't use him very much. Only played 9 league games last season. And again, didn't do very well. So that's why they've gone there. I am still trying to shift people as well. Charlie Adam is hopefully going to be on his way out. Arnautovic is wanted by a few clubs. If I get the right fee for him, then he might go as well. Jack Butland has been the subject of 2 bids from Man City, one of 15 million and one of 19 million, and his asking price at the moment is 30. But I don't want to sell him, so that's that. We're on a tour of Austria at the moment. I don't know if I'm going to show a game today or not. This might be a very short video. But yeah, we're on a tour of Austria at the moment. But unfortunately, we can't use Jack Butland because he's in the Euros. And the Euro final is still to be played. And Spain have a chance to win the 3rd successive European Championship. England went out at the quarterfinal stage, surprise, surprise, to Serbia. That's right, Serbia. They did well to get through the group though. Their group is Spain, Ukraine and Slovakia. And they got through the group with a draw against Spain. They lost to Ukraine and then they beat Slovakia. And they got through their group. Faced Scotland in the second round and they won that. Okay, apologies about the interruption there, guys. What was I talking about? Yes, Euros. So yeah, Butland was at the Euros. Then England got to the quarterfinal where they got knocked out by Serbia. And the final, I believe, is Spain... And who are they against? I can't remember who they're against. European Football Championship. Oh, Serbia's in the final. There you go. So you'd expect Spain on paper there to get their 3rd successive European Cup. But we'll see. Because Serbia have surprised a few people. And actually Petar Skulitic is the top scorer in the tournament at the moment with 5 goals. So yeah. Any surprise qualifiers in there? Not really. Well, Scotland made it in, didn't they? So someone in that, someone in there can't have done it. I don't see Wales there anywhere actually. Wales didn't qualify. That's interesting. So yeah, so we can't play Butland. Any other players that are on their way out? Gutierrez is apparently wanted. Jose Lu is on loan at Lyon. I'm recalled Ngoy and Shenton because I want to see if I can try and play those guys this season. Shenton definitely because he's going to return back to me and hopefully I'll be able to use him this year. Daniel Backman's a young goalkeeper. He's subject to a few loan bids. Bojan has been subject to a few bids. He's going to be sold at some point because he hasn't impressed me in the slightest. And Shay Given, this is his last season. He's retiring at the end of his contract. I haven't terminated it because he said he wouldn't be able to find another club, especially at his age, and given that he's going to retire in a year's time. So we're just going to let him stay, let him run down his contract, 20 grand a week to just basically sit around. He's going to be more of a coach, I think, really. In fact, is it possible to have him as a player coach? I'm going to see if I can do that now. Yes, goalkeeping coach. Here we go. Yeah, do it. Suggest terms. So we're going to have him as a player coach. There we go. That works. I just thought of that right there and then. So yeah. So that's all the things that we've done. I'm going to make this a fairly short video. There's going to be no game today. It's only a game in Austria, so it's not like it's of any importance. So we still have some transfer budget to play around with, and well, we'll see if there's any more signings we need to make. If not, then I'll just try and bolster the youngsters because yeah, this is our youth team at the moment. Not very good, apart from Vrinders. There's not a lot else going on in there. So, yeah, and that's the under-21s. Looking a bit sparse. So, if I do not need to buy any more players, then I think I'll just use some of that transfer budget to just buy some youngsters. There are some good ones floating around, so I'll make sure I get them. So, as far as the upcoming season goes, we have a very... Look at the start of our Premier League. So, our first 6 league games, this is unbelievable. Man City away, Liverpool at home, Everton away, Arsenal at home, Chelsea at home, Spurs away. That's our first 6 league games. That's insane. Man City, Liverpool, Everton, Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that is the top 6 from last season. Let me see. Not quite. Someone was missing in there. Was it Chelsea? No, Man United, because Man United we face on Boxing Day and on the last day of the season. So we are facing, well, I'm sixth, but first down to 7th, we're facing 5 of those 6 teams in our first 6 games. And Liverpool, you know, they're a good team. They finished all the way down last season. Look at that. They finished in 11th in the end. That's horrible. Frank de Boer's their manager. Speaking of managers, a few changes. How do you get there? Here we go. Transfers, manager movements. So, there's transfers. 47 million Higuain. Okay. Right, so what I'm going to do, let's go through this. So, Arsenal manager is Jurgen Klopp. Arsene Wenger retired. I showed you this on Twitter. Arsene Wenger and Louis van Gaal both retired from their jobs at the end of the season. We got job interviews from Arsenal and Man United, both teams. So that's insane. So Jurgen Klopp is Arsenal manager. Mourinho is the Chelsea manager. Aston Villa, of course, relegated, as were Bournemouth. Alan Pardew, Palace manager, that hasn't changed. Martinez is still Everton. Kit Simons is still Fulham boss. Chris Powers in charge of Huddersfield still. Michael Laudrup is now Leicester manager. Frank de Boer is Liverpool boss. I said Liverpool boss. Pellegrini is Man City boss. Ancelotti is the Man United boss. Mark Hughes is Newcastle manager. Ranieri is in charge of Norwich. Chris Ramsey is still in charge of QPR. That could be interesting this season to see them here. Koeman's still in charge of Southampton. There's me in charge of Stoke. Gary Monk in charge of Swansea. Pochettino in charge of Spurs. Flores still in charge of Watford. Tony Pulis is still in charge of West Brom. And Slaven Bilic is in charge of West Ham. So, a few changes, but not a great deal. So, I'm going to end this video here. Not a very long one. No game, because, we had to look at some transfers and stuff like that. And a bit of news. But yeah, next episode, I've got a lot of friendlies to play off screen, because I've organised quite a lot. I want to get our fitness up and just get us playing as many games as we can. There's 8 friendlies in there, two of which I have just proposed. An away game against Shamrock and a home game against Hamburg. So next episode, providing I get all those games out of the way, it might take a couple of days. It depends on how much time I get to actually film. I usually end up playing it until like 2 or 3 in the morning, which I don't really like doing, especially since I have work at 7 in the morning most days. So that's not really ideal. I need my beauty sleep. But when I get there, next live com will be the away game against Man City. We'll kick off the Premier League second season and see if we can get some points from these very tough opening games. And we have the Europa League group stage in there as well. So we'll see who we get there. That could be interesting to see who we face in European opposition. So very exciting stuff. And that's going to do it for this video, guys. Sorry for no live com, but yeah, I had lots of stuff to talk about. So that's going to do it. Thank you for watching, guys. And leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Leave any comments you want to make. And if you want to see my videos as and when they turn up on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and you'll be the first to know when a video drops. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.